here back with another video. So again, as always, before we go any further, I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for emailing me, thank you for leaving comments. Just thank you. I am grateful for each and every one of you here. Again, I read every single comment and I read every single email. I am just so thankful for you guys. I'm telling you that one day I have to tell you guys my whole YouTube story and about how resistant I was to do YouTube, like just did not want to do this. We'll have to talk about that some other time. But today what we are going to do is we're going to talk about another scripture. So you guys really liked the scripture and the breaking down of the scripture. But before we get into all that, let me tell y'all, let me just clear this up. This is not going to be we going to church channel. I don't want people to think that, oh, now she's got us, she's going to start taking us to church. It's not about that. It is really about using the word and using all the tools that you have been given to manifest and create your life. Whatever that is, whether you want more money, whether you want more love, better health, more spiritual awareness, I want to help you create your best and grandest life. I feel like that is my purpose. And you guys know that I call myself the Miracle Manifester because every single thing in my life, once I took control of it, once I began to consciously create, I manifested and attracted. Whether it's good or bad, I manifested and attracted that. And once I began to take responsibility for that, my life began to change and I began to have the life that I dreamed of and desired. And I believe in co-creating with God. I believe in co-creating with the God of the universe. I believe that you have to put God in every single thing you do so that it will sustain and continuously be prosperous. We don't want no part-time prosperity. We don't want no little prosperity. We want long-lasting, sustainable prosperity and wealth in every area of our life. And this is how you do it. By knowing how to use all the tools that you have been given. And we have so many tools in our spiritual toolkit. And we'll have to talk about that later too. But right now, we are going to talk about another one of my favorite scriptures. And when I say that these are my favorite scriptures, these are the scriptures that I used and that I still use when I am really wanting to focus and have tunnel vision on creating and manifesting my life. And I have really gotten good at staying focused. Now, let me say this. Hold it. Let me say this. By no means am I perfect, right? No, sir. And do I still have those moments where I'm like, what is going on? Why is this taking so long? Like, I just don't understand it. I still have those moments. But what I have mastered is being able to have that moment and then snap out of that moment pretty quickly, right? Instead of dwelling in it for days like I used to and weeks and moping and having all this anxiety, I've learned that it's okay for me to express that emotion, tell God how I'm feeling, talk that out, write it out, journal it out, whatever the case may be, and then move past it. So you acknowledge how you feel, but you also acknowledge how you want to feel, and then you get right back up and you keep going. So these are some of the scriptures that help me do that. So today, we are going to talk from two Bibles, actually. I'm going to give you the scripture from the King James Bible first, then I'm going to give you the scripture from my new translation Bible. Now, you probably can't really see this new oh, there we go. Now you can see it. The New Translation Bible. This is a very, very old Bible. This was my mom's Bible, and I love it as much as I love the Message Bible. I don't believe that these are in print anymore, but if they are in print, I will leave the link below for you guys to grab it if you want that. And, you know, the King James Version is really, really easy to find. That's the most popular Bible version, I believe. Now, I do want to tell you guys a little bit about my background in divinity. So I have a doctorate in divinity, which means I went to school to study the Bible. And I did that and got a doctorate when I was really not sure if my ministry was going to be a ministry behind the pulpit or if it was going to be a traveling ministry. I did not know, right? But I knew that I was thirsty for the word, and I wanted to know the word, and I wanted to understand the word. So besides doing that and studying in the divinity classes and that I took, I also studied and asked for God to give me the wisdom to understand. So you have to ask for wisdom, because when you're learning anything and you're learning how to do something, if you're not asking for the wisdom to understand it or to apply it to your life, then you're just learning. So you want to ask God to give you wisdom so that you can apply this stuff to your life so that you can see changes in your life. All right, so we're going to talk about the King James Version, and we are going to talk about Luke 6:38. One of my favorite scriptures, and I'm going to tell y'all the story about how I use this scripture almost every day when I was trying to manifest things in my life. Like, I'm talking about every day. Like, I wrote it down, I had it pasted in my, I think it's still on the back of my door. I have it pasted on the back of the door in my prayer room, pasted on my mirror, I had it in a card in my wallet, I had it on my phone, everywhere. And the scripture Luke 6:38 says, and I do not want to paraphrase it, so I am going to read it verbatim. This is the King James Version. Give, and it is given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall man give into your bosom. For with the same measure that ye meddle with, it shall be measured to you again. So with the same measure you give it is how it's coming back. All right, so the New Translation Bible, which is this Bible here, and I like the New Translation Bible a lot because it has a lot of, if you look at the top here, it has like a lot of what the scriptures are, like happiness and treatments of other, fruitage, identities. You know, it kind of tells you what that chapter is covering. So I really like this Bible as well. So 6:38 in this Bible says, are y'all ready? Y'all ready? Practice giving and people will give to you. Practice giving and people will give to you. They will pour into your laps a fine measure, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. For with the measure that you are measuring out, they will measure out to you in return. I'm going to let y'all sit with that for just a second. I'm going to let y'all sit with that for just a second. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this scripture. You see how I got all excited? Because I really love this scripture. So, back in the day, back in my terrible tithing ways, because I had terrible tithing, your girl had terrible tithing ways. I remember really struggling to give my 10% because sometimes I felt if I gave my 10%, then I wouldn't have money to pay my bills, right? And I really struggled with that. Now, I have always been a giver because I have a heart to give. Like, I will give anybody anything. That's just who I am, who I've always been. So like helping somebody or doing, that was no problem. But giving my 10% to the church was kind of hard for me. And then my mentor opened it up for me that it just doesn't have to be the church. It could be the person, place, or thing that you are receiving your spiritual nourishment and guidance from. So that was real cool for me, and it helped me to look at my giving differently. So when I first started tithing, I was really nervous about planting my seed, right? Because You know, we plant a seed sometimes and we want to reap an immediate harvest. Like, we want to plant the seed in the ground and we just basically want to be like, come on seed, grow, come on, grow right now. I need that flower right now. And it doesn't work like that. We plant the seed, we water the seed, and we let it get some sunlight. We plant it in good soil, and we speak good things over our seeds, right? It's no different than your giving. Now, what this scripture says to me is that how you give is how you receive. A lot of people, a lot of ministers, a lot of people will tell you that you should not give to receive. But that is not what the word says. In this Bible, in the King James, it's not what the word says. The word says, as you give, it is given. Now, I am not instructing anybody to go give everything they have so they can get a whole bunch. But what I am telling you that you need to do is be conscious about how you're giving. So if you are wanting to manifest money, but every time you have to spend money, you are begrudging it. You are saying, I just cannot believe it. It is always something. Every time I get this, this happens. Every time. You are killing your seed before it can even grow. So you are not giving happily, and you're not giving with expectation. You have to be thankful, number one, that you have it to give. So let's just say you have a car and your tire blows out and you have to get another tire. So instead of saying, God, I just cannot hold on to my money, something always happens, what you want to say is, I am so thankful that I have a car and that I have the money to buy the tire that I need. Now that takes a little practice and it takes some time, because when you are consciously creating and manifesting, it's frustrating when things are not happening. But what I did was, again, I took this with me everywhere I went, and I knew that I was tithing and giving my 10% and some, and I was expecting to receive with it running over and pouring over into my lap, overflowing. And as I began to just say, I give and it is given, that became my mantra. I give and it is given. Things started to happen. And I am telling you that when you know the promises, when you know that the word says, when you know that God says, as you give, it is given, then you expect it, right? I tell people all the time, I expect everything that God says that he will do, that he will do. I know that he will do it. And I stand on those promises. And I stand on the fact that if you constantly are giving and helping someone or paying your 10%, then people are going to want to give to you. Have you ever been in a position where you needed something and nobody wanted to help you? And then you kind of look back over your life and you think, well, maybe it's because I was holding on to that when I should have let it go, or I should have given that when, I'm talking about me though, y'all, just so you know, like, well, I'm not going to pay my tithes this week because I have to pay my bill. And then something comes and takes the tithe money and some. And then I start thinking, oh my gosh, why didn't I just do what I was supposed to do? You have to give in order to receive. If you're giving and you're not receiving, you are still out of balance. You give with the expectations that it is coming back to you, good measure, pressed down, overflowing in your lap, overflowing. Can you imagine all of your blessings and everything that you're asking for just overflowing in your lap? That God is just saying, here you go. Here you go. Your angels are bringing you gifts after gifts after gifts. People are doing things. You are finding favor at work. You are finding favor at the hairdresser. You are finding favor. You're finding favor with your neighbor. You're finding favor everywhere you go because you have consciously made the choice to give. Give more love. Give more money. Give more smiles out. Be more happier. You've decided to give more of the thing that you desire, and now it is coming to you. And I only share the scriptures with you guys that I have used, I know work, and that I love. And Luke 6:38, I love it because it tells me that if I give, it is given to me in return. People will want to do things for me. And I have seen that favor in my life. And I want you to see it in your life as well. Don't be a stingy giver. If you have to give it and you're stingy about it, or you feeling some kind of way about it, just hold it. Don't give it. Wait until you can feel good about it. And then don't say, well, I only got $10 to give, or I only got $5 to give. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if that's your 10%. That's your 10%. There's nobody should be judging that, right? You have to be happy about what you're doing. Be happy about that love you're giving. Be happy about them smiles you're giving. Be happy about that 10% you're giving. Be happy about that favor that you're showing someone else, because giving is bigger than money, y'all. It's not just all money. It's bigger than money. It's your time, your talent, and your treasure. So it's just not about, I'm going to write this check. It's about giving the things you hope to receive in your life. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about it. Make sure you leave me some comments. Like and subscribe to this channel if you have not yet. And hit that bell so that you don't miss any updates. All right. Thank you, Tasha, for my beautiful earrings. One of my subscribers sent me these beautiful earrings. Aren't they gorgeous, y'all? So cute. I love earrings. So thank you for these earrings. I am so grateful for them. I will talk to you guys later. Bye for now.